Club at the Jack Buck Awards.
All right, so now to the matter at hand. Is tomorrow night's Rams game the last NFL home game for the city of St. Louis? Because of the hard, tireless work of tonight's award winner for the Jack Buck Award, my answer is the same as yours, no. When I come here to the MAC and to this dinner, I think of my dad. Jack Buck believed in this city as much as anyone ever has. He saw firsthand every day what the St. Louis sports fan is all about. The passion, the knowledge, the support. I fully believe that it kept him plowing forward through a lot of different ailments at the end of his life, wanting to be around the buzz, wanting to be around the people. It was here that my dad made his last public appearance. It was December of 2001 when he emceed this dinner. And unbeknownst to anyone else, he had been diagnosed with lung cancer. He left this night in December of 2001, got into a car with my mom and drove straight to Barnes Hospital, checked himself in, had lung cancer surgery the next day, and for the most part never got out. That's what this night meant to my dad, this Sports Personality of the Year award dinner. I would say that this city meant the world to my father. So I guess the question is, how have we come to this point in time with regard to the Rams in the NFL, where the fans of St. Louis sports have had that passion and support questioned by national media that doesn't really care about what goes on in our city, and by an owner who either doesn't remember how this team was supported when they were successful and committed or doesn't care. The numbers are stunning. During 2011, the Rams finished a stretch where they went 15-65. Let that sink in. 15-65. It's the worst 5-year stretch for a team in NFL history. It's been 21 seasons in St. Louis for the Rams, and they have had 4 winning seasons. But here's the good. They won a Super Bowl in 1999. They were the greatest show on turf, and we were proud to say that they represented St. Louis. They sold out every home game from 1995 until they started 0-8 in 2007. But it's now 12 straight years and counting without a winning season. And people say this is only a baseball town because people aren't flooding to see those games. That's not a fair evaluation. The owner and the team performance have to at least meet the fans halfway, and that hasn't happened. Is a new stadium another gift from the city and its taxpayers to a rich owner? The answer is yes. Is it hard to swallow in the grand scheme of a city and state's budget to hand over money to an NFL owner because he, or as was the case, she, owns a football team? The answer is yes. But that's the way it works. There are only 32 of these franchises out there, and currently one calls our city home. Here's what I suggest. Let's look at this another way. Let's flip it. And we as a city use the owner in the NFL to take the next step as a downtown. The possibility of a new stadium excites me far beyond football. It's what I was thinking about when I went on that little Twitter rant back in August and got some attention. Here's the thing. To me, it has little to do with the NFL. There's a legitimacy as a city that comes with being a part of the hottest sports property in America. There's civic pride that also comes with it. It's about St. Louis. My dad was not born here, but he was a proud St. Louisan. He wanted what was best for the people of this town. That's how he lived his life. It's what excited him about the proposal of the current Busch Stadium. Not just a new field for his beloved Cardinals to run around on, but rather what was supposed to go around it. He was more excited for Ballpark Village than he was about the ballpark because of what it was to represent. Life downtown. That is allowed. Life downtown. More than we currently have. He wanted that condo building to go up and for more young people to call downtown home while us old people hide out in West County. That's why he bothered to go when the Cardinals ownership asked him to accompany them to Jeff City to make their pitch. My dad was also called upon by Stan Kroenke and other civic leaders and ex-football Cardinals to help make the case for St. Louis to be an NFL city once again when the league was talking expansion in the early 90s and eventually had the Rams as a possible solution. My dad believed this was a city that deserved to call itself an NFL city. Well, here we are again. Somehow our award recipient has pushed back against an owner who has not spoken to St. Louis sports fans in the last 4 years. 4 years, while making his desire to take his franchise out to L.A. and cash in on the nation's second biggest market well known. His wish to leave fans here in the dust in St. Louis. Well, Dave Peacock said no. Dave's a friend of mine. I've talked to him about this where I'm sure he's tired of taking my phone calls. I've asked him 1,000 questions, but one question I have never asked him is why? Why are you bothering? Making a deal happen that will create the jobs that come with construction of a new stadium, tax revenue that comes with events that would be housed in the new stadium, an opportunity to surrounding businesses that will either be revived or built from scratch because of the new demand. Look, we're not New York, we're not L.A., we're not Chicago, we're not Philadelphia, we're St. Louis. But new stadiums have turned downtowns like Cincinnati and Indianapolis around. Indianapolis hosted a Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Why can't we? It's time to start thinking bigger around here. If the next step is the stadium, I feel like the previous step was somewhere back in 1975. Think of what it looks like around here and what it would if the NFL were to leave and the hole it would create. It's easy to forget how much fun it was and how much pride we had in all of this as a city because it's been so long. I can tell you it was a tough ticket. So up to the microphone next is a proud St. Louisan, a citizen who gets it and who's worked hard to make it possible for not just the NFL to stay here, but for our city to grow. He went to Webster High School, KU, ran the brewery, guided that company through the transition to InBev, and did it with grace. Now, as far as I'm concerned, he is the reason there will be football here next year and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2015 winner of the Jack Buck Award, please welcome Dave Peacock.
Doug, there it is. Joe Buck last night at the Jack Buck Awards at the Missouri Athletic Club. I thought that was absolutely brilliant.